I'm Jazz William Sheen. This is Kung Fu Family number 2. This is part 2 about Bigfoot and supernatural lore. Alright, so as I tell you guys, there's channels, Destination America isn't the only one. I think like the Discovery Channel and some other channels have been zoning in on things like getting Bigfoot together and trying to find Bigfoot and all this other stuff, which is cool and everything, you know. And what I had asked was before I totally got distracted by this phone texting thing. How could you believe in God and not believe in the supernatural when God Himself is the be all of all supernatural beings? So, as a comic fan, as a person who's part Native American and who has been told a few legends by his great grandmother before she passed when I was like 6, I still remember them. They're probably not as valid as they should be in my brain. It's, being 6 years old to being 43, your memories shift. So everything that you remember isn't always going to be 1,000% on point. And being that I had a couple concussions between the ages of 5 to 43, my memories probably shot all the shit anyway. But I remember most of the stories. So, damn it. Sorry. If you're going through all these supernatural things, and in some Japanese cultures, demons are not bad guys; they're actually heroes. And same thing with the kappa. I think it's how you say it, but it's like either a turtle or a frog with a water bowl on his head, and if it spills its water, it loses its power or whatever. Anyway, in certain cultures, demons don't always eat people. Sometimes they actually save people. So I guess it really depends on your cultural references, and you guys can go Google any cultural reference you want and contradict my shit, which is cool because if you contradict it and you have tangible proof, then you can acknowledge me and I can acknowledge what you said, and then I can read up what you know so that I will be more informed on this shit. But as far as supernatural shit in the Native American lore, we have the Deer Woman, we have Bigfoot, we have Coyote the Trickster, we have the Thunderbird, we have a whole lot of other little idiosyncrasy creatures that I don't really know that much about, but I know some of them are like evil wood trolls. I don't know their names, and I know that there are other things they will actually probably bring harm to people. They even brought harm to Native Americans. So therefore, we can't prove that they don't exist, but we can't prove that they do. And if you ever seen the movie The Usual Suspects, and I bring this up every time I bring something supernatural up, the Usual Suspects has a line in it that is as true to life as you can get. Because the only thing that the devil ever had to do was prove to mankind that he does not exist. And the world will have chaos, panic, and disorder. Therefore, that's working out pretty good. So, you know, it it goes back to alright, so this Bigfoot picture came up. I said words to it. People start chunking this person down or whatever and calling it all kinds of fake and everything like that, which is why I'm doing this video. We as people don't know what the fuck was here before the Native Americans were here. Now, there have been lots of tribal things going on between the tribes, and if you watch these shows like Killing Bigfoot or Finding Bigfoot, they refer to go talking to um, elders of tribes who have talked to their elders of tribes when they were alive that told them by their elders, by elders, by elders, that creatures like Bigfoot and them do exist. Some of them are there to protect the tribe. Some of them have been at war with tribes. And I guess once the white man came, there was probably an uneasy truce amongst them. However, like the wood trolls and the little demons and things like that, not so much. So you can't just automatically assume that someone that's posting up a picture of Bigfoot is working for Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Which, by the way, if you guys are out there, Jack Link Beef Jerky, I need a job. Me and Bigfoot can do kung fu together. He just can't throw me around because of my hip injury. But anyway, you know, we can't automatically assume that someone is bullshitting. And yes, with today's technology, I can go get somebody in a ghillie suit and paint it brown and have them walk through the woods and we can film a movie and people would think that it's Bigfoot. There's a lot of editing and you have to understand it. You have to like literally practice watching a gorilla because that's the closest thing to Gigantopithecus has the connection with Bigfoot and man. It's the closest thing to what they assume Bigfoot is. So you'd have to practice walking like a gorilla. Now, most of the time, if you're a good actor, that's not going to be a problem. The problem is how many videos are you going to have to log in watching gorillas move around? And let's not forget, as far as I know, video wise, there has been only one gorilla silverback that walks around like a man. Most gorillas walk on their knuckles and their hind legs. And they have short, stubby hind legs, but they're just mostly torso and gigantic ass arms. So it's kind of hard to emulate that as a human without fucking up your knees. So, and it's probably really bad on your knees, just like that superhero landing. But, you kind of gotta kind of put some knowledge and some truth together. If Bigfoot walks or runs like we do, gorillas don't. Because gorillas have to have that, that skipping motion with all four legs. And sometimes, as a human, that's a little bit ridiculous looking and ridiculous to try. So, we gotta want to stay away from me going out and making a fake gorilla suit and all this other crap, because as cool as that would be, it would be a little bit dangerous when we start filming, because people might like panic out and decide that, okay, well, we can't do that because somebody might actually shoot the guy in the gorilla suit. And you're like, yo, dumbass, we're filming a movie here. Oh, I'm sorry, I had my firearm, I saw a gorilla. And your policy is to shoot first and ask questions later. That's a real stupid move to have, especially if we're filming and there's cameras every fucking where. But people usually on site with danger, they react before they think most of the time. It takes a lot to keep a person exceptionally calm in a heated situation to where you can actually function without being in panic mode 101. Most people can't do that. So, trained people can, but it takes a lot of training and mental discipline to know when to draw your weapon. There's no weapon. I don't have a gun. I hate guns. As opposed to me having that bow and arrow, or me having this Captain America shield. Bullets, bing, bing, bing. Okay, that's one thing. Because, it doesn't take much training to block and to throw. Alright? But this is a stationary object. It's also plastic. It could probably do damage in the right hands, but not my hands. I paid a lot of money for that damn shield. I'd have to pay a lot more money to fix the damn thing. Not trying to have that happen. But anyway, you have to manifest the difference. And when you're working on things of the supernatural, you have to ask yourself, do I really want to cross that line? Because what you don't know can kill you, but what you haven't learned about can't throw you or scare you or put you into the point where you're scared to go to sleep at night with your lights on, because if you cut the lights off, things in the dark could kill you. If you're afraid of the dark, I think anything can probably kill you because you're afraid of the dark itself. You're not supposed to be afraid of the dark. You're supposed to be afraid of what's in the dark because you can't really see it. However, the same thing goes for that. If it's in the dark and you're in the dark, it probably can't see you until it's right up on you. I've had friends who've walked up on deers and have had the holy fucking shit scared out of them by a deer. And I generally carry a lighter or some sort of light source with me, but phone batteries die, so it's not always the best option. And the moonlight is like a big fat negative. Now, so I'm reading these posts, and everybody's like picking on this person who posted it, picking and picking and picking. And I got maybe one or two good comments about it, and that includes the one that I put there, because like I said, being part Native American, you can't discredit lore. And every lore, though it may change from tribe to tribe and people to people, it is very similar until you get to certain aspects of the lore. Fantastic Four. Anyway, so the Deer Woman, I know I'm not supposed to be on Deer Woman, but as I've told you guys before, if you've been watching any of my stuff that comes to Supernatural, the Deer Woman was basically the Maiden of Revenge. I don't really know her complete origin. I just know that she lures men into the woods and stomps them to death with her hoofs. because of some woman was raped or something. But she's like the spirit of vengeance in I forgot what tribe, but she's the spirit of vengeance, and so she has a thing for stomping men to death. Now in these things, you have to understand it. Supernatural lore. It is just that. It's supernatural lore. And lore in itself can come in many forms. And no one does lore better than the Brothers Grimm. As you know, they did lots of scary stories. But as far as things like Bigfoot, fox fairies, and unicorns and shit like that, and dragons, because every culture that I know of, except for two, have had something to do with dragons. Unless they didn't know what the fuck a dragon was. There's not a lot of hieroglyphic, like Native American hieroglyphic for Northern Native Americans. There's no real hieroglyphics on dragons. Where from China to Russia to most of the European countries, they know about dragons. However, I don't think there's any hieroglyphics in ancient Egypt about dragons, but they had the sun god Ra and other stuff, so you kind of got to question these things. Someone had to see something, and maybe they couldn't identify it, so they changed the name or something. Now, unicorns. They have not proven that unicorns don't exist, or did not ever exist at some point in some time. But unicorn is a mystical horse that could fly in some cases, and had horns, and the horn was supposed to be magical and could do unbound magical stuff. All right, we can't prove that that didn't happen. We can't prove that it did, but we're closer to proving that it couldn't happen or than it did happen. Whatever, you guys get what I'm saying. When it comes down to supernatural stuff, you kind of got to take the good with the bad and leave it into the imagination, which generally is what the supernatural is. High powered stuff that we believe happened but could have very well been imagined. It's that thin line between reality and fantasy. I will make a third video. And my name is James Jr. This is Kung Fu number 2. Also, going to share this on Facebook. Be seeing you.